A lot of you are here because you like to hear my takes on politics, but well, I have a spicy take for you. Politics is never gonna make you happy. So poops, political content is fun and right for Malaysia because Malaysians are constantly fighting. And why would they not be? Toxic social media environment, people insisting that their religion is under threat, people screaming about unity, race, religion, possibly because they were dropped on their heads as babies, while acting like somehow if they get rid of DAP, everybody votes for MCA or their delulu political narrative, then they'll be able to reclaim their grand narrative menjadi tuan tanah, semua orang hormat kami, budi bahasa budaya kita. I think all those people are delusional. And you know, after all this while, I start to see just how pointless this kind of thing is. All these people are just engaging in a rage machine. You're not happy, I'm not happy, nobody is happy. But somehow y'all keep on fighting because you think you need to win this war. Ini semua demi Tuhan, or whatever nonsense it is that these people think about on a day-to-day basis, if they even think. If you pay attention to what a lot of these people say, a lot of these sapoops who are commenting and crying about how they are oppressed and tak sabar nak PRU are the kinds of people who have no possibility of succeeding at life. Seriously, bring me anyone who says that kami perlu bersatu, act like he's Mufti YB, Prime Minister in waiting, screaming about imaginary enemies out there, and I will show you a loser. Trying to spew out garbage about how everybody needs to care about the things that they care about when we don't even want to pay attention because you don't deserve our attention. To people like these, politics is like the answer, the golden key, the thing that's going to make it so that everybody is going to know their noble history. Everybody will pay attention to their culture and language. Kita semua akan selamat. Jokes on them though, that whether they win an election or don't win an election, they will still be the same losers, praying and hoping and doing nothing about improving their lives. While they hope that somebody with their eyes, their skin, is going to be in power so that they can celebrate their koyak mentality and get manipulated by a penunggang agama who tells them it's all about paradise while sending their kids to international school so they can twerk, go overseas, and leave these people poor while telling them a song and dance about how ini semua matlamat Tuhan. But of course, that's just my opinion. You don't need to care about my opinion. But the funny thing is that these people don't even like themselves. They have an inferiority complex, and it is very obvious to anyone who looks from even a mile away. And why would they not have an inferiority complex? They are subpar. Did they think that somehow the world was going to be kind to them and say to them that they are all amazing, wonderful, call them tuan? Yeah, people can like pretend. I won't pretend, but there's a whole nice supply of people out there casually telling these people about how wonderful and amazing they are, which is where you get people like Soleha Yaakob saying that they could fly once upon a time, could do kung fu, could teach people everything, dumb people becoming dumber generation after generation, whispering to one another about how DAP, save the world, hapuskan sekolah vernacular, while they've never interacted with a single Chinese person, a single Indian person, and they're only saying that because they are living dead and lives that they cannot change, and somehow it makes them feel good about themselves to act like they're educational experts. Losers try to act like they know anything, can change anything, to feel better about themselves and the fact that not a single person, and probably even their own family member, pay attention to their delusional warbling day in and day out. The sad thing about that though is that democracy unfortunately doesn't really have a strong defense against this. I mean, if like you want the entire population to be educated, that means that you need to like fight against all the viral TikTok videos of people saying stupid things. I don't know about you, but these are not the kinds of people that I pay attention to. What they want and what they don't want is not really a concern to me. It's like, even if they get what they want, it's not like there's a deeper significance or that they would actually end up changing their lives in any meaningful way. These are the kinds of people where you can give them all the money in the world, but they will end up losing it, achieving poor results with it. They are a failed investment. And if they were going to be the bearers of civilization, everything will just collapse. I'm not even saying that because I'm angry, but because that's genuinely what I believe. But still though, I understand that they are making a choice. It is a choice that's kind of similar to the way that the men of Odysseus great movie by the way, made a choice when they decided to eat the cattle of the sun god. So they choose to live that way, to believe that they are worthy, to believe that they are happy. Sure, but just don't involve me. I mean, there are a lot more interesting things in this world than the opinions of lower creatures. And I'm not saying this about people who are of a particular race. You can be Chinese and you can also be one of those people who's obsessed with politics to the point that you let it cloud your judgment, make bad decisions. But I will say though, that the strength of a country is based on the quality of its people. And sometimes I have to wonder, like, are we at a critical mass point? Are we at a point where people are so caught up with this kind of garbage mentality that even if you try to change them, then there's no point in actually doing it? I don't know about that. Of course, you can say that Malaysia has a lot of talent and stuff like that, and I'm very fortunate to know a lot of the people who would make up that description of the great talent that is present in our society. But honestly, I feel like the talent of this country is being pulled down by this class of people that is just constantly absorbed by identity politics, race, religion, and all that nonsense. And I genuinely don't think that it's a good investment to be just casually talking about politics all the time. It would be a much better choice to go out there and just become the best version of yourself, to make the people that you care about actually strong, to live well with those people. And it doesn't matter whether it's in Malaysia or for Malaysia. I mean, it's nice to be able to contribute to this place, but if the people in this country can't receive your contribution, then like, can you really say that you're making a contribution when your gift is not accepted and your value is not seen? You know, life at the end of the day isn't restricted to one country or to one place. And it's not like something is holding you back all the while, or that you somehow need to serve the egos of the inferior creatures, talking about how they are the best in the world while showcasing nothing of value from their entire civilization, family history, or their thought process. There are so many other interesting things to do. And if you have option, you can do a lot more of them than you might think. It is, as Mewtwo said, I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. I don't have sympathy for incompetent people. I never have. I don't think I ever will. And I'm not allowed to pretend that I do care about these incompetent people. And all I can say is, what a beautiful country Malaysia is, but what a shame that it is cursed with people who are constantly politicking and fated to become irrelevant in history. No, politics will not make you happy. Not with these people around. And it's not a good bet to assume that they will suddenly become #insaf. And sometimes, it's best just to walk away. What do you think, Sapoop? That's all to say about that, and bye.